Hello and welcome back to Space Engineers. My name is Rabenschild. I'm still working on the ship. You can see that the frame takes more and more shape. I did some reworking here. I'm working already on interior stuff so that I at one point can move that thing maybe out of the way to bring it somewhere where we can work on it. And it is not slowing down this area here. So I I did a trip and went mining, and it's immediately better. It's immediately better. You go away, and then suddenly simulation speeds of 0.9 and all that stuff. It's amazing. So I fitted the digester in here. You can see that it has a room, a dedicated room down here now. I'm doing some at the moment it is just forming. It is just where will it be roughly, and then it starts with adding stuff, removing stuff. I have the feeling this will be the whole length. It is not as big as I thought, kind of, but it still is a lot bigger than both the Empress or the Big Blue. Big Blue and the Empress kind of, Big Blue, not as, maybe it's the medium blue. No, it's still Big Blue. I have plans to add two of the locks that I have for the big ships to this ship too, so that both of these ships could dock to this ship. This ship will never be docked to any station or anything. Kind of in that way. I think maneuvering it into one of these docks is not possible. It is already relatively complicated with these ships. Bringing this ship in would be too crazy. I'm adding cargo containers, and one of the next steps will be to kind of find a way to decouple the cargo containers from kind of the rest of the system. I want to use a few sorters to have different dedicated areas for components, for ingots, so that I kind of can access it, but they get stored in certain areas. I'm not sure yet how to do this. I at least want to, if it's not possible, I at least want to decouple the refineries from the assemblers, so that the assemblers never fill up with anything that shouldn't be in there, that they only get ingots and they only spew out components. Sometimes it can be that, stuff gets crammed into everything, and that's kind of stuff I want to not have. I added hangar doors here. This will be the hangar for the smaller ships. I tested it out. All the smaller ships, except for everything that gets bigger than normal, is able to fit in here. We can move them down this hall, store them in here, and then have them fly out if needed. We have a space where we can unload ships, and directly here, so ship can fly in, unload, ship can fly out, especially for eventual ore miners. This one, for example, after a bit of modification, will be able to get in there and then unload. I will add some way to store the modules for this small ship, and have a way to unload it eventually and load it. Not sure yet how to do that, because I kind of messed that up. I might want to change out these parts of the ship and then have maybe also move the reactor out of the way and the gyroscopes, and then have a space in the middle here where I can add a connector. Maybe I bring that back and we just start that stuff. Why talk about it if we can just start that now? And the modification we need to do for the yellow miner there, we can do that too. So get out. I'm pressing all the wrong buttons because I'm playing other games too, and they kind of mess with my ability what buttons to press. See, you can see at stuff like this where stuff just vanishes, although this is the best grinder, but sometimes in the ship working on the blocks there, that also happens. The block is there, it doesn't get ground down, and at one point just it pops away. So everything is a bit slower. We have to be a bit careful with what we are doing here. 5. I can add this down here. It doesn't matter too much here where we position the connector. With this it matters because we need a large cargo connection here, but here it's just ores fit through smaller connections, so here it doesn't matter, but here's just a good place to have it. We will have to put in some landing gears so that this thing can also touch down and grapple to a surface. And see that I added 2 more reactors to this ship. Now it flies without ever getting into the red territory. I can add a landing gear somewhere on here, and I will find a nice placement somewhere here. Doesn't matter too much right now. Maybe I don't want the landing gear to stick out too far. Has to do with, maneuverability. I want this thing to be able to maneuver through asteroids. Come on. And not have the problem that it gets stuck somewhere. Landing gear. Good. My neighbor is doing so after the new neighbor from downstairs moved in and is still doing loud work sometimes. Now across the hallway, I talked about that already. It's another neighbor that wants to move in and is completely renovating his the apartment that he now has. And I told his father is doing a lot of work now that he might still be working, and they did everything. They ripped out bathrooms and all that stuff. And his father now asks if I'm recording, because I don't know, at one point I went over there and it was, 7 p.m. or something like that, and I went over there and asked, can you guys tell me when you will be finished? It's I just want to know. And then he said, we are done in a bit. And then the next time I went over there and just asked and said, okay, I don't want to come over as rude, but I kind of want to know because I'm doing some recordings, and yeah, the people can't know that I'm a big YouTube. No, that I'm doing YouTube over here, and I just said I'm doing audio recordings. It would be nice if I just know when you're done, just so I can record and don't have the noises in my recordings. And now his father always comes over and asks if I'm recording and if it's okay, if he can. And I said it's no problem. It's just they're loud. Let's say it that way. Loud for a long time now. Okay, we have to connect this up somewhere. Not sure yet what, but okay, we go from here over there so that we don't have any connections to the blocks next to it. So that stuff is not getting merged, but that we can remove some blocks here. So let us move the reactor somewhere. I think we can move it back here so that it is in between the containers here. We still have space for some more thrusters. That's a good thing. And now we can just, when this thing is done, hopefully at one point, metal grid. Yeah, the problem is with the heavy armor, we are losing a lot of metal grid. And let me say it this way: I'm running out of materials. It is crazy how much materials went into this thing. The ship eats up everything. I had a lot of ore still on the station that wasn't processed. I had a lot of ingots, and I still have a lot of ingots, but it is I brought in some cobalt because I went completely out of cobalt. Now I have some left, and again, I have all the ingots, but I ran out of mostly all the ores I had, and I'm pretty sure at one point I will be out of basically everything. It is just not nice. So let us put over the reactor. We're just moving this over here. You can go. And then we also remove... Oh, we don't need to remove them. Let us just move them into that area there. Gyro. We just put some more on. And put some blocks below that. And then we remove these ones. Again, here it is a lot more important that we have the large conveyor connections. That's definitely needed here. I have to see how that works out. So, ooh, okay. Oh, that is a problem. That is a problem. These conveyors have the Okay, and we will have to improvise. It wasn't necessary to move all that stuff, but yeah, 6-way conveyors. That would just be a great thing to have. I know that there is some on the workshop, but okay, we will go and do this, and we will do it here too. You can stay. I could have just used another junction, but one problem that I will have with a big ship is that there will be a lot of junctions on board. And all these junctions are something that SE usually doesn't like. So that will definitely give us a run for the money. So now we can have a connector under there. And then this one is good to go too. It just needs landing gears then too. Maybe 2 will be enough here. Connector. We will turn it this way. So now we have a way, not only the sides here, we have a bottom connector now too that we can use to connect it up to the ship and refill the cargo containers. That is definitely needed. Landing gears, we will put some landing gears below here and here, and maybe have one somewhere in the middle. Landing gears are always a bit of a problem because they just stick out, and having something stick out always always will trouble me at one point. I might have to bring the oh, I can't. I can see if I can bring down the drills one more, but then we have to move these landing gears too. Having from the cockpit, I have visual to all the stuff above here, but it would be nice to be able to drill out more down here, because I can't just watch this stuff, and this stuff might be just ripped off if I can't see it from the cockpit, kind of. So okay, gear drill. We have to name that drill, and you drill. This will be ship. My naming conventions are just, although I have the renaming mod, my naming conventions are just the worst. Gear ship. Save. Now we can set that up down here. 8 switch lock, and we will go here to auto lock on and off. Auto lock off. Good, that helps. Now we have another thing that we can bring into the ship at one point, and then just have that move with us. For the Duchessa, I will have to find a way, kind of a nice way to connect this up. I'm thinking about some landing gears in the hangar itself. so they are not on the Duchessa, but I want to kind of have a moving system that can bring in and out the ship to its position, so that while I'm in the hangar, I don't need to maneuver in here. So I will set up some pistons, and again, this is something I will have to think about. I will bring in some pistons that connect up to the connectors on the side that I've added. I had only one, but I added a second one, and I might add some more to have some anchor points so that I can bring in a brace or something like that, so that it can come down, can lock to the ship, bring the ship into, or I can bring the ship into position so that all the connectors are then connected to the ship, bring it in, have the landing gears attached to it, so that it is definitely completely connected up and I don't lose it because of anything. So I will do that with landing gears in the top of the hangar somehow. Again, in here we have enough space for a few ships. Here they can definitely maneuver in. I should be able to put 2 rows or so in here. Otherwise, I might bring in a second level or something like that, so that we have kind of something like a shelf system for ships. I'm not sure. We can also anchor them to the walls if we want. Up here, I want to have space, walkways, way to move inside of the ship. To the back and the front. On the sides, I will add some more cargo. That is just, don't know, because again, I don't want to have the whole ship filled with living space. I'm trying to add as much containers, as much tank storage as I can get, because again, I will need the hydrogen. And if we ever, I don't know, move this ship off to the workshop or something like this, maybe people want to be able to have that thing completely vanilla, and then it would be nice to have enough tank storage to just add some hydrogen thrusters. These things are the same size, so it doesn't really matter. And I need some space for interior thrusters so that I can have enough stopping power somewhere down here. With the weapons, I'm considering weapon loadouts and all that stuff. All very, very interesting how to add this. Again, this I brought in to just not have it as a complete tube that is just sitting there. I'm messing around with the shapes a bit. Okay. The build and repair is doing its job everywhere. Now it's, again, mostly placing blocks, and I'm doing the same in here. So I'm placing blocks there, waiting for them to just get welded up, and then I'm going in here and doing the same. It's just moving from space to space. I can remove, or I didn't remove that. I want to remove the brace that I brought in for the drills. The drills are done. The bit of materials they brought in also is already used up or used for all the stone and all that stuff is already processed. 2 massive, kind of massive building projects that I shouldn't have started at the same time. But on the other hand, I'm having a lot of fun just throwing down blocks now. It's lovely sometimes to just fill out shapes and work on this stuff. Good. I would say I go and don't know, do a bit more work, and if I find anything that is worth showing, I will come back to you, show it to you. However, otherwise I will be back in a bit with, don't know, some more blocks placed and some more things done. At the moment, progress is really not visible, so I hope you're okay. Or it's only visible because some more blocks, but I don't have any crazy technical things that I'm figuring out right now. Good, I will be back in a bit. So we have a defined point now, basically, where the ship at least ends, and it's at the moment, yeah, really just placing blocks. That's why, don't know, there's always then this complete lack of anything happening, because it's just me putting down more and more blocks. And the only big difference that I have right now is that it is this time heavy armor blocks. So what a change. I never used them before, and the amount of gyros and thrusters I will have to put against this will be crazy. But again, this ship is kind of... I have to get away from orienting my ships in certain ways. So I have... or how to say that? Orient them in towards something. This ship, again, will not dock on a station. This ship will not fly towards anything most of the time. And that's why I might not need tons and tons of gyros. I will try to make it at least movable, but I think the most I will have to... yeah, the biggest thing I will have to set up is hyperdrives or jump drives. I'm not sure yet what to use. I might put down a mixture of both. This ship is, I think, way too big for normal jump drives, although with the amount of space I should be able to set something up there. And again, this is just a rough shape right now. I'm planning more. What I'm doing right now is, again, give it a box that everything can sit in, and where we can see where we have to cut something away, where we have to put something in. And I'm always... again, I'm not the best builder. Never intended to be, but I don't know. I'm trying to at least advance what I'm doing. Most of my ships are not bricks, but they have a certain design that I like. The rough shapes, really industrial feeling, not intricate with spikes and flaming things here and all that stuff. My ships need to be functional, and with this ship I will have problems with that. Getting this thing functional will be yeah, it will be a challenge. But the good thing is, again, I have enough space for everything. I can put in jump drives, and I'm not sure. I might set up refineries and assemblers down here. Maybe have space up here for jump drives and maybe power. The tanks again will fill the back part here, and then in between again this might be power production, jump drives, all that stuff, and in the front mostly hangar. This will have not a lot of living space again, because it is not needed. I don't need that much living space, but this will be a real flying base, a thing that can hold a lot of the ships, can bring with it maybe all of the ships. And if I'm able to set up the docking ports that I have on this station on here too, then it will be able to jump even with the big ships, take them to wherever they are needed. And that will be interesting. It will be interesting. I had this kind of ship in Starmade, and I'm happy to kind of now bring it to okay. So when I started out with Space Engineers, I was, I don't know, 60 or 70 episodes in to my series. And I thought, man, maybe I should have something where I just build ships, a creative series or something like that. Something like, don't know, Sunday shipyards or stuff like that. And I had the plan to build this ship already. So the plan was to build something similar with in creative, and then just don't know. The problem that I had at that point is that I didn't have a lot of time, and so setting up something and then finishing this ship kind of conflicted with running the series. And that's why I kind of scrapped the idea and said, I don't know, I can't do it. It's time-wise I'm not able to build it, and time-wise I'm not able to run another series that also needs time, even if it's in creative time to build things in there. And that's why it never came to be. And now it comes to be in the normal series, built-in survival with help, but yeah, without having to compromise anything. Kind of. It's pretty happy. I'm pretty happy to be able to finally, don't know, finish this or start this and do something with it. Good. Okay. So the ship is continuing. It is consuming tons and tons of materials, and also the hangar. It's so weird that I can see it a lot better from here. You can see I've connected this up now. I've brought out the material here is up to a certain point, and I'm trying to close it down here now. I might leave the upper part open. I'm working on this. So you can see that I've brought the drill over, and I'm trying to dig this out so that I can use the hanger, and be trying to be careful with it, so that if I break the surface, I maybe can patch that up with some blocks or so. I started to close the ring and to bring in some shapes to make it look like on the other side. I'm closing this hole with some blocks. And I'm trying to just have a wall here for now. I will not bring in buildings here or station parts. I'm trying to just have it closed off for now. I can reopen that if I need that. So everything here in the front will at least be built up to this certain point, or this certain point, I'm not sure, so that it is closed off from the... It's not closed off from space, but you basically, so you can't... I don't know how to explain this. That the material, the armor blocks are up to a certain point, and it is closed off. And then again, have the bottom of this pit be filled so that I can land ships on it. The top can stay open just to have the whoa, okay, there was, I didn't notice that. What happened? The phasers fired at something, but I don't know what. I didn't see the message that, or maybe I missed it, but I didn't see the message that a reaver saw me. Okay, it doesn't matter. The phasers protected me there. And then I can start to, at one point, hollow out more of this and start setting up holo projectors and setting up the necessary means to project the ships and project what I've built. Maybe find some more of the blueprints that I don't know somewhere have. I know that I, in some old saves, I might have some more blueprints that are interesting. I'm interested. I'm not sure. That's the problem now, that making something about the history of the series will be problematic because I don't have a lot of the series anymore. Yeah, at least the break before this season started, it's kind of, I lost a lot there, but I have some worlds. Maybe I can get the worlds back to run and bring in some blueprints from there or something like that. I'm not sure. We will see. Good. But people, I think that is all for today. I will continue building and hope that I can get most of this done in a good time so that I can give you episodes. Good, people. Thanks for watching, I say. Hope you liked this episode. If you did, please leave a like on the video. Take a look in the description. There's more when it comes to everything surrounding the channel. I recently started to use the community tab a bit more, or I'm trying. Don't know. Take a look there if you want to see my first post there and read it well, I say. Good, people. Thanks for watching. Hope you liked it. And again, I hope to see you in the next video. See ya, guys.